What's up, Ned heads? Welcome back to another episode of the Ned's Declassified podcast. As always, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Kirk. Today
we watched the Cheating and Bullies app.
Episode 12, the second to last, I think the word is penultimate episode of season 1.
Yep. It was decent. I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
I think the previous couple episodes were a little bit better in my eyes.
It wasn't a standout OMG episode. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think the concepts that they had were a little bit broad.
They were also, at least in the second half, covered in literally every episode. A little bit.
Yeah. The bullying part for sure. Right. The scenario even before we watched it, when we were reading the synopsis on IMDb for Bullies, it's one sentence and it just says Ned and Cookie go crazy when Loomer bullies them. So it's he does super generic.
He does go crazy, Ned at least.
He does, yeah. Literally, he goes crazy. That's their idea to combat it.
He doesn't go crazy. He feigns crazy.
Yes, true. But yeah, let's jump right into the cheating first half.
Yeah. It's just another day at JKPMS, you know.
Yeah. I'd never heard them use the acronym before.
They've used it
really
before.
Caught me off guard.
No, they've used it
Have
before.
they?
I think that I've noticed it before. If not, if not, then I put it together. But I think that they've said it before. I think that's what they say.
Yep. It's just a really funny acronym.
Yeah, JKPMS. We're in class.
Yeah, so they start rolling through the different tips for anti-cheating in class.
Yeah. I did have a note here. Loomer has, I think he always has this chain, right?
Yeah, he always has, I think, a necklace on of some sort.
Is that considered, what kind of necklace is that? Is that a Cuban link?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't get a good look at it, though, but I doubt he had a Cuban link on.
Okay. One of the types of cheating is the look, yawn, stare. So I guess I don't know who you look at exactly.
Yeah. I think the one right before that, though, was Billy's, right? Where it's right all over your body.
Yeah. Just right wherever you can on any crevice that you don't expect to have violated by anybody. Yeah.
And one of them that they didn't go over in this, but I remember people using this in school was writing on your water bottle and shit like that.
Right anywhere you can. This episode teaches you how to cheat.
It does. It gives you a couple pro tips.
Which is crazy.
But the last one was it's not really a tip, but it's the I'm popular so I don't care, and that's what Bitsy uses.
Bitsy's the worst.
Yeah, she keeps telling Moze to remember to write bigger next time because she's cheating off Moze in every single class.
Yeah, her and Moze have, I guess, at least 3 classes together, and they sit next to each other. I assume they're either assigned seats or Bitsy just always gets to sit next to Moze because that's she can do what she wants, and that's just how that goes. I don't know. Don't quite understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in middle school, that definitely seems like a prime time to have assigned seats.
I guess that's true.
That seems super rare and weird that they would have assigned seats together in every single class.
Yeah, unless it's alphabetical and they have very similar last names. I don't know what either of their last names is, so.
That's true. Well, her last name is Mosley.
Oh, yeah.
Because her name is Jennifer Mosley. I don't know what Bitsy's is. It could be.
You think her last name's
Bitsy Monroe.
Her name's
maybe
Tiffany Bitsy.
But then they wouldn't be next to each other then, though.
Not at all. Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends because they were always next to each other in the row, not back to back. So it's possible that Bitsy was starting in the beginning of the alphabet, A, B, and then in the next row is where M is starting, which is possible.
Plausible.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say it's plausible.
Yeah.
If it was Mythbusters. So in both of these episodes, there's actually, I think you see this wall art, and it's a picture of, it's a glamour shot, I'd say, of a bulldog in a sweater, and all it says is, "I invented attitude."
Yeah.
Usually,
it's a nice background prop.
Usually in schools, you'll either something motivational or inspirational in some sort of way. I feel like I don't know what you're supposed to get out of this picture except for like, oh yeah, it's a nice bulldog.
I think that's all you're supposed to get out of it is that, like, it's just some nice wall art.
Yeah. So they have a conversation. Moze goes over to Ned and Cook, and she's like, "Hey, Bitsy, she's cheating on me and everything." And Ned is like, "Oh, he's worried about a test. He's considering cheating. That's his moral. That's the internal conflict that he has with himself the whole episode."
Yeah, because the little bit of background we get is that I guess Ned was away for the weekend, so he didn't study.
Yeah, maybe. That might be just an excuse for his laziness.
It could be. I mean, he doesn't seem like a person that would study normally, so.
He's a classic slacker.
Yeah. Which, that is another reason why I'm surprised at the end, where at the very end of the episode, he's able to reschedule the test. And that's, like, the big, like, resolution, I guess. And, like, last-stitch tip to everybody in the audience is to just get rescheduled.
Yeah, because like
doesn't seem
he's for sure,
like they would let him do it.
He's not built up enough like of a relationship of credibility with the teacher to merit that sort of a situation.
Yeah, like if it was Moze, I would definitely understand that because they're like, oh yeah, she normally does, but something crazy must have happened.
Yeah, Moze is the real deal. She doesn't fuck around unless it's absolutely an emergency.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, basically the message is, I mean, Moze hates cheaters. She's like, cheaters are bastards. You can't cheat, Ned. That'd be wrong. And the thing is, some cheaters are bastards, right? Depends how you cheat.
Okay.
I don't know how.
What are you thinking?
I mean, so here's an example. This isn't, well, even in Spanish, yeah, we would have Carlos do the Spanish homework.
Right, I forgot about that. That was all technically cheating.
We would also have Carlos take the Lord of the Rings reading counts test for us.
Well, I'm not going to read all the Lord of the Rings, dude.
And he was good with all that. That was all consensual cheating. So I think it's okay.
That was, We did take team tests in that class.
I would never...
That's what we called them. We called them that to make us feel better.
Yeah, I feel like I've never cheated on someone that didn't know I was cheating on them.
Yeah.
Or didn't want me to cheat.
I will agree with that.
So that's the morals of cheating.
Yeah, it's to have some sort of agreement with the cheatee.
Right. They talk about acronyms a little bit. Moze says something, I think it's about the solar system. She talks about her vicious enlarged monkey.
Yeah, some sort of acronym.
Which could be innuendo. Could be.
You think so?
There was a point when they say something. I think Cookie says something about the weasel took his homework and like went in the toilet with it or something.
Yeah.
Right. And then I put the note down that this is going to be a Gordy Weasel episode. It really doesn't end up being a heavily Gordy Weasel episode.
No, it doesn't come up again at all.
It doesn't come up again, and I was disappointed.
I think they just did it for that one joke.
They absolutely did.
But usually they do follow up and
exactly.
have him come up with the weasel.
I took this note down. I was like, oh, this is going to be a Gordy Weasel fight episode. Nope.
No, which was a shame. I would have enjoyed having that like little side quest.
Yeah.
But it turns out that Ned is supposed to be studying 200 years of American history.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to Cookie after this and tries to get him to help. And Cookie has like this dope invention called the Grandmaster Flash, which is like a helmet VR situation.
Yeah, it's like a parody of Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Also, there's a funny line right before that where Cookie says that it's going to be a piece of cake, and he opens the locker, and there's literally a piece of cake in there.
Do they address where the cake's from?
No, they don't. They don't bring it up. It's just in there.
Okay, nice.
This is like a piece of chocolate cake in this locker.
A visual pun.
Yeah, it was dope.
But yeah, so he puts that on. He's walking around. It's like you said. It's like a virtual boy, so you can't see the real world when you're wearing it. All you can see is the virtual world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's walking. And he's walking into shit the whole episode, bumping into people, falling over. A lot of physical.
He also can't hear anything outside of the headset.
Well, not unless you speak up. You gotta like yell at him for you to hear him. For him to hear.
That's true. Yeah, because he does scream talk at Moze a little bit.
Yeah. And while this is going on, Moze is having trials of fire against Bitsy. Bitsy's constantly cheating on her. Moze is trying to angle her body in ways to like prevent her from being able to see the test and shit. She tries a couple different things. One of the things, she wears this big sombrero.
Yep.
And like turns her head so that's a natural wall. Now, I remember in class, this was more in elementary than middle school. I'll say that, but you'd put up the folder. You'd put up the folder walls. Did you ever do that? That was required.
I do remember doing that. Yeah,
it was like,
I
you
remember
guys
that
are
also.
doing
I
this.
think didn't we do that too for like the FCAT?
Maybe.
I believe for you guys that don't know what that is, it was the standardized testing in Florida for a while. I don't think it's called that anymore, but that's what we had.
It's a fun acronym.
Yeah. That was a Jeb Bush thing, I'm pretty sure.
Hopefully, if we were lucky.
When he was still our governor back in the day.
Jeb. But yeah, so that's what happens, and then Bitsy's like all pissy, because that's just how she is. I actually wrote down again here, Bitsy is the worst. I wrote it twice. Over the course of the episode.
Yeah. She is not a great person. She doesn't really have any redeeming qualities that we ever see, at least as of yet.
And it's almost like she's too one-dimensional.
Yeah, they don't do that with the other bullies. They don't do that with Billy. He's got multiple dimensions to his personality.
He really does, and he's more likable.
Yeah, I would say that he definitely is, and the curly-haired kid too.
Sure, the bald guy is just kind of like there. He doesn't.
He's just background. He doesn't even have any lines. So
well, he doesn't speak. He's actually mute. I think that's the thing.
He did take a solemn vow of silence. I think
that's why he shaved his head too. Same reason.
Yeah, he's a monk.
Cookie is he's basically helping Ned cheat, I think, or study. No, he's helping Ned study. Sorry.
Study, yeah.
Because Cookie is morally opposed to cheating, but he's got this coat. And
yeah, I didn't fully understand.
I kind of
what that was.
Some
for.
of that stuff I was lost on and just kind of followed along. But basically, he's got all this shit wired into this coat. He's got like cassette tapes playing. I guess he's using it to like Matrix study.
He said he was using it to study.
That's what he said.
Which I don't fully understand.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Is that like his prototype before the Cram Master Flash or what?
Maybe if we watched it again, we would understand what was going on. But like, as it is now, yeah, I don't know. It's just another different mechanical study, like electronic study apparatus that he's integrated into his person. But Sweeney calls him out on it because he's wearing this big coat. It's very obviously a coat that's like stuffed with something, some sort of a. Something or other. He opens the coat. He's like, "You're cheating, Cook. Not in my fucking class." He takes him to...
Which I think is a valid thing to think when seeing that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like catching a guy at the casino with some sort of shit, and then you got to take him in the back and, cut his hands off or whatever.
Yeah, beat the hell out of him.
Crush his head in a vice. You saw Casino, right?
Yeah, I've seen Casino.
A lot of people haven't.
That's a great movie.
But yeah, so he takes him to the freaking nurse's office. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
If I do this to you in just a closet, then it's rape. But if I take if I get the nurse involved, you're gonna strip down to your underwear. He's wearing boxers and his tank top, his white.
Yeah,
his white
it's not
tank.
a wife beater for some reason. It's just a tank top. I don't understand that.
Would a wife beater would be like thinner shoulder things and like you'd see more of his chest?
Yeah, it would be a thinner material overall as well.
It would be categorically stained yellow. And
yeah,
like have some holes in it.
It's gotta have a couple stains. Yeah.
It's not a wife beater if it doesn't have some holes in it.
That's true. But yeah, they do this weird naked testing in there, and it ends up proving that Cook is not a cheater. He gets an A on it. He doesn't even know what subject it is. He thinks it's social studies at first and gets corrected that it's biology or science or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, his brain, we don't understand quite how his brain works.
No, not 100%, because he's very choosy on when he's actually smart.
And we have to assume, I mean, he had his glasses on. His glasses, we know, are a vital part of his cyborg.
No, when he's in the naked thing, he actually does have his glasses off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember it distinctly, at least at the end of the episode when he's in the curtain thing. When he pops his head out, he doesn't have his glasses
That
on.
makes sense because I feel like it's been established before that the glasses are 100% not for vision impairment, like not at all.
Yeah, they're just blue light.
They're blue light, but they also have the the screen inside of them.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. They're Google Glass before its time.
Right. Yep. So he does that. Bitsy's the worst. Ned.
Yeah, the next part is.
Oh yeah, Ned. Then we get to Ned in the classroom situation. He is.
Oh, does that happen before the Moze
Moze.
Ending with Bitsy?
I don't know which one happens first, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, just go ahead with the Ned one then.
Yeah. So he's in class, Mr. Wright's class, test on American history. He looks at it. On the screen, you see just question marks like pop up on the screen because he doesn't know even what he's looking at. He can't even read these questions.
He's fucking lost.
And it's like, Ned, at least the multiple choice questions, I mean, come on. Like you said, you were saying, start ruling stuff out.
Yeah.
It's designed not to be, I feel like it's designed to be not that hard, right? I mean,
yeah, I assume it should be easy enough to do. Like it's a 7th grade US history test. Like I can't imagine that it's going to be like really trying to fuck you over on like dates and shit with the multiple choice. It's got to be able you have to be able to guess between at least 2 of them.
Well, yeah, I mean,
out of the
one
4.
of the when we see him walking around with a thing, one of the things he says is Abraham Lincoln became president in 1860, which may or may not be true. It sounds plausible.
Yeah.
He says some other stuff. I think he says something about Susan B. Anthony or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, I think dates are involved, but maybe it's like A, 1860, B, 1975. Like just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think they would be like
correct answers if you're not like a complete ridiculous person.
Yeah, I don't think it would be between like 1860 and then like 1862 and 1859, like that fucking close,
Maybe the Mr. Wright could be a bit of a bastard in that way.
He could be, but that would seem like a more advanced class than Ned is ready for.
Sometimes people are in classes over their head.
That's true. That's very true.
But yeah, basically it comes down to he's looking around, he's looking at all the different opportunities that he has in front of him to cheat. And this spurs his conscience to come into play. So on one shoulder, on the devil side, it's Benedict Arnold in red coat garb.
Yep.
And that
Notorious traitor.
And then on the honest side, who else? It's Abe Lincoln.
Honest Abe.
So
played by the same actor that is the computer teacher.
Oh shit, really? I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's credited too on IMDb. I had to check.
He was in heavy makeup, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, even in Ned's dream sequence, the history doesn't add up.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't. 2 different eras of American history.
Like, I guess I get it. It's like, who's the worst, who's the most classic bad guy, like, in American history? I guess it's hard to come up with someone besides Benedict Arnold offhand.
Yeah.
It's a kind of...
I guess that's fair.
Who else?
What, for like a notorious liar or like traitor?
Uh-huh.
Fuck. Yeah, the only other guy I could think of is like when you were trying to think of the name of the president of the Confederacy. Can't remember his name.
Jefferson Davis? Is it him?
Oh, is that what his name is? I know it's some sort of generic name. It sounds right.
I think it's that.
Yep, that's his name. I just typed it in.
Yeah, and then we got to... So,
I don't think that would be, people would,
no,
especially people watching this show though, would know who that is by looking at him. So
no, he doesn't have the same name recognition
or by name.
Sure,
yeah. Like even when I looked him up and saw his face, I'm like, man, I've never seen that face in my life. No. It's like the most generic white guy from the mid 1800s.
Well, to be fair, the only thing that makes Benedict Arnold like stand out is the fact that he's wearing a red coat outfit, which he probably wouldn't have even worn in reality, like for sure, right? He was a patriot, but he was like, a double agent.
He was a spy, right, or some shit. Yeah.
I don't know.
I see. I'm gonna have to go back. I need to watch that episode of Drunk History again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that's 100% accurate.
Shout out Drunk History. If you guys haven't watched it, it's pretty funny.
But yeah, it comes down to he's sitting right behind the Oboe twins. They're the smartest kids in the class, we find out. And which, sure. He's like, should I cheat on
it's
him?
in the name.
Should I cheat on him?
You have to be smart to be able to know how to play the oboe, right?
The oboe is the most difficult instrument in the world to play, intellectually.
Also, that's the same instrument that Miranda Cosgrove plays in Drake and Josh.
She's an oboer.
Yeah, she always goes to oboe practice. It's like a classic running joke.
I think it's because it's a funny sounding word.
It is a funny word, yeah. Similarly, the clarinet for Squidward.
Yeah, that's classy though.
That is classier, yeah. Aren't they similar instruments though? I don't know too much about them.
They're a little, yeah. They're both woodwinds.
Yeah.
So.
But
he
while that this is
he
happening,
basically decides he's not going to cheat. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? He's like, I'm not cheating on the, Lincoln teaches him the truth of honesty.
Yes.
And and he fails the test, I think, like hard.
Yeah, I don't actually. Did they say that he failed it? He probably did. I wasn't sure if he just went up there and was like, I can't fucking.
I don't know.
do
He
this.
didn't even fill in a single bubble, so he would have got a 0.
Yeah, but while this was happening, Moze has like her final showdown with Bitsy, where she just lets her cheat off of her. She's like fully into it now, and then we find out that she was using it to be able to have Bitsy fail and to get the teacher to overhear that she was cheating.
So did she take that failure? She must have talked to the teacher beforehand and was like,
I think she took it. I think she took it on the nose.
On principle?
I don't know. Just walk up to the teacher. I'm taking a dive on this test, teach. Sorry.
You got to help me out.
Please. Help me reschedule.
I mean, like, she should have just, like, yeah, I mean, sure, she's a tattletale at that point, but she's been worse.
She's a fucking rat.
Moses simultaneously, and we find out in the next episode, a little crossover here, she's considered a bully in some sense. She's considered a teacher's pet,
She has multiple personality traits that are, like, a little bit conflicting.
Yes. Very well-developed, multi-dimensional character.
Yeah. But yeah, so they make Bitsy take down her honor roll plaque. She had like this big ass plaque on the wall.
Well, she wasn't the only name on it, right? Or was she?
No, she wasn't. Her name was just at the bottom.
It's just like her name 17 times, like all the different times she won.
And from here on out, Cook is doing naked tests, and that's pretty much the finishing point on that episode.
Yeah, he has curtains set around like him. And he strips in the middle of class with these curtains around him, and he gives his clothes to Sweeney, who's disgusted with them. Yeah, and he takes the test in there. He says clothes have been holding me back the whole time.
Yeah.
So he's into it. He
doesn't want anybody to think he's been cheating.
This is when he gets into he gets into nudism, voyeurism.
Why voyeurism?
Because people are watching him. I guess it's the opposite of that. I don't know what you'd call that, though.
They're not, though, because he's got the curtains up.
But it's just a thin, like, opaque piece of the thinnest fabric that you can imagine.
It's a medical curtain, right?
Pseudo.
But yeah, that's pretty much that episode. Yes. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
I think that's exactly what I have here written down as well.
Yeah. I think that's a fair rating for it. It wasn't that great, it was all right.
Yeah. I think that's where it needs to be.
Yeah, so then the next episode, Bullies.
Yup.
It starts off, it reminded me straight away of, what's it called? Max Keeble's Big Move, where Billy's looking for Ned. It reminds me of when the bully is looking for Max, and he has like the dope shirt.
That is a classic.
Nobody has a shirt in this. But
yeah, that is a classic early 2000s bully centric plot.
Yeah, Billy's looking for you.
Yeah.
Such a weird thing. I don't remember that ever happening. People getting called out and letting them know that someone's looking for them.
That's because you lucked out. You came in after.
I guess I did.
I was saying there's a lot of campaigns, like a lot of anti-bullying, like everything, whatever. Like a lot of they tried to shift the culture And I feel like they did to definitely at least some extent.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that stuff starting to happen when I was in like middle school. Like, they had like a bullying box and stuff, and you could like put like you could basically rat on people and put it in the box.
This guy's a cunt.
The box is in a very public location, mind you.
Yeah, yeah. So everybody
So,
sees
like-
you. If you put someone's name in there, you check both ways and you slip it in there. But
Yeah,
if someone sees you put that in there,
you're dead.
well, how are you gonna know whose name was on it?
You get booked straight away.
Did you fucking rat on me, bro? If I get
Someone you've never seen in your
if I
life.
get in trouble, I'm gonna slam you.
If I get in trouble, I'm throwing you off the balcony.
But yeah, the episode really starts out like it's kind of like a nature documentary. So Gordy is the
Yeah.
narrator. He's doing this French accent. I guess he's trying to be kind of like Jacques Cousteau or something like that.
It was kind of strange. Yeah, I didn't fully understand why it was French and not British.
Should have been British. It should have been like whatever the fucking guy is that does all the nature. Laurence Olivier, is that? No.
No, that's
Who
not
is it?
him. What is that guy's name
Right?
again? British nature doc guy.
God, the name's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, David Attenborough.
Yeah, David Attenborough.
Right.
That's right. So he's like him.
That's the classic.
That would have been good, but he does a ridiculous French accent instead, which is fine. So we start off with
Maybe he can't do a British accent. Maybe he's more comfortable doing a French.
I don't know the actor's name,
The guy who plays
but
Gordy?
the idea that he can't do a British accent is preposterous. He for sure can.
Yeah, where the fuck is this guy? I'm trying to find his name.
I always
How do I not know the guy?
I always forget his name.
Darren Norris.
Yeah, it's a real forgettable name.
Yeah. It's a weird first name. Daran. Darren.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, so they're doing the nature doc thing, and you can see like people acting like animals, and like the camera's like behind plants and shit.
Yeah, they're at the water fountain, which is like the watering hole, and Coconut Head gets singled out as the weak one because of course,
Yeah, he's weak as fuck.
it's very
He's small.
yeah.
You could see we see his dainty hands at the end of the episode.
We see that he's basically chased down, I guess, and taken out. The door closes, the classroom door closes. We see his face gets pressed on it and then drugged down. And then the next time we see him,
it's
all
horrifying.
his clothes are on backwards. So he's got his pants on backwards. He's got his shirt on backwards.
Yeah, they fucked him up big
Yeah,
time.
they strip him and reclothe him backwards for some reason. I don't know. Seems like a weird.
Yeah. And they end up forming a plan, Ned and Cook, to get Billy to end up moving to Nebraska to go to a private school. So the first step of the plan is to hit him with a mop bucket.
Now,
And then it gets a little murky in between, but he ends up moving to Nebraska and eats shrimp.
yeah, they're trying to send him to an expensive private school. They're assuming, I guess, they're assuming his family has money, which I think
Yeah, big cash.
that's a big leap for them to take.
Although it is probably cheaper to go to a private school in Nebraska, like your overall living cost, than staying in California and going to a public school.
Yeah, any part of California, even like
Yeah.
anywhere. I have to assume that Nebraska's cheaper.
It's gotta be
You can get a
cheaper.
mansion there.
Middle of America.
Heartland.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what their motto is. I don't know what their state motto is. Something about corn, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not 100. I think so. I know that they have the football team's mascot is the Sooners.
And what's that?
I'm not exactly sure what that means, so I'm looking it up.
Okay.
So I typed in Nebraska Sooner. What is it?
No answers, huh?
Okay, so they're called. Wait, they're called the Cornhuskers.
That's what
So
I was
who the
gonna
hell's
say. I was like, I
the
thought it was
Sooner?
Cornhusker, which is fucking hilarious. That's
Oh, Sooners, Oklahoma. Never mind. Oklahoma.
doggy.
Yeah, so the Cornhuskers. That's great. I like that better.
it's unreal. It's something you'd make up if you were gonna make up something. Apologies to any Nebraska. It's not hate. It's just
Apologies to Oklahoma Sooner fans as
Yeah,
well.
that was a.
Sorry, I messed it
that
up.
was a a misgiving. But yeah, basically one thing leads to another. They're in the hallway. They call Moze a bully. They accuse her of being bullyish, and she's like, "I'm not a bully," and pushes him. You know, she acts like a bully. Classic.
Yeah, and she wants to try to become part of the solution.
That's right, because Clara Sawyer, future lawyer, walks over. She's like, "Bully problems. I think I can help." It's like a commercial.
Yeah, she's starting like a mediation program.
Yeah, and Moze wants to get involved, but they're like, "We need a teacher sponsor," which I guess you do, but sure, I guess it'll
usually do for any sort of club.
Well, it'll legitimize it at least. Give you some authority. I think the first teacher they go to is Dusty Chopsaw.
No, the first teacher they go to is the computer lab guy.
Oh yeah, that's right,
Mr.
I didn't
Quest.
realize that they were talking to him about that. Why the fuck would they go to him first?
I'm not 100% sure, but
sense.
He was not helpful at all. He like rolled his D20s and said some sort of shit that made no sense.
Yeah, he had a good shirt though.
Yeah, he did have a dope shirt.
He always does.
Had like dragons on it or whatever the fuck.
He also had some sort of a necklace on. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
Tribal necklace, you know.
I mean, you described it perfectly when we were watching it. It's some sort of pier necklace. Yeah, it's something you'd find at a beach pier.
Yeah, you get it at the boardwalk. From one of those guys. One of those stands. A knick-knack shop. You can get a graphic t-shirt and like a shot glass with tits on it and this necklace.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, so we find out when they're setting up the mop bucket slingshot, and Ned is like positioning Billy to the X that they marked on the ground, that all Billy wanted to do was talk to them to figure out what he needs to do to try to get with Moze.
Yeah, this is one of the places where we see the multifacets of Loomer's, personality.
Yeah, he's like, what are you guys even talking about? I'm just trying to chill. And they were being antagonistic straight away.
I'm just DTF, bruh.
Yeah. But the mop bucket fails anyway. It is off course.
Cookie flies past him and, crashes.
You'd think that Cook would be a master at this point.
Well, you'd think that he'd have broken every bone in his body if it keeps going wrong like this all the time.
That's true.
I guess we only see it when it fails. If he does it every day, maybe more than once a day, I guess that's a fair rate of, success.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, he flies past him. Somehow Loomer determines that it was like a trap. I don't know if he saw the X that he was standing on or what. He was.
Yeah, I don't know. He never looks down that I saw.
I didn't see it.
I only noticed him like he notices the mop bucket go by him and immediately just assumes.
And he
he assumes correctly.
Yeah, sure he does. But he knows that the mop bucket is he's played mop bucket chicken with Cookie. So, mop buckets are just a part of life in this school.
It is, yeah. You always see him whizzing by you.
Exactly. So, I don't know why he was so quick to judge them. But, like you said, he was correct. And so he gets pissed off and he's like, now I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. Both of you.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Yeah, so Ned gets afraid.
And then, yeah, and this is where they start going through tips of how to avoid bullies, which was like pretty sad to hear them list them out. It was like find a teacher. And then the second one was just to straight up learn the bully's schedule to avoid them. And the third one was to run to the front office. But like during this whole sequence when they're listing out the different tips, they're avoiding Billy like the plague.
You just got to hide. Just run and hide. That's the advice.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you tell a teacher? That's not advice that they give at any point.
Well, the first one is find a teacher. But they kind of just use the teacher as a diversion tactic.
Yeah, there's never a point at which you're calling out this guy for bullying, which is, I think, what the movement... It's kind of like the Me Too movement, except it's less, it's different, but it's similar. Yeah, you just got to tell... You got to come out and call people out and on their transgressions.
True.
What are you gonna do? Did we talk about the lunch, like where they go to lunch in the cafeteria?
No,
because I think that's probably the next place we need to go.
Yeah, I didn't have any notes on that.
Yeah, no, I didn't either, but it's worth talking about, I guess.
Yeah, that's where we start to see. Well, actually, that's after this next part that I do have a note on. So they get coffee with
That's right.
Gordy.
That's right. Is Gordy the one that gives
Um,
him the advice? Hey, you got to make him think you're crazy.
yeah,
Of course
he
it is.
referenced Muhammad Ali. I think.
Muhammad Ali, of all people.
I think it was
Not
Ali,
Mike
right?
Tyson.
It wasn't Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson would make more sense.
But I don't think that's what he said, though.
I don't even remember what he said, but I just know that
Yeah, he referenced some sort of boxer, and somehow that
yeah.
translated to act
he
crazy.
gives them the black coffee from the break room black coffee, which is, I mean,
Yeah, that pot's been sitting there for a couple
it's
hours.
stale. It tastes like popcorn.
It's like room temp at this point, maybe a little bit warmer.
No, it's scalding hot.
You think it's still boiling hot? I guess the burner might still be on.
Yeah. It's so hot that, like, you drink it and you don't even know it's hot because you killed all those nerve endings, like, straight away.
Your tongue is absolutely fucked.
It'll never be the same. But yeah, they go to lunch. I guess the bullies are sitting at their little table, right? And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cookie is
Minding their own
yeah,
business.
is Cookie's already dressed like Missy Elliott by this point, right?
He must be. He must be.
Yeah, that's
Right?
that's why he has the balls to go walk over to the bullies table and start addressing them. I feel like he doesn't do that unless he's in his armor,
And his getup. Yeah.
which is his this time golden velvet tracksuit. He's got a lot of different colored velvet tracksuits, I think.
Yeah, dude. He's got the gold one. He's got that red one from when he was in gym. I don't know if he's worn any other colors other than gold and red.
They're noble
At least
colors.
that I can remember. Those are solid
And
colors.
he's got the glasses like he's had before. A different
Yeah,
pair. I
and
mean,
he's got the knuckle
yeah,
ring.
there must be a different pair of glasses because his glasses have been destroyed before.
Yeah, I think he's got backups. When he originally bought them, probably at the party store or whatever, he probably bought them in a
I might have
pack.
bought him at a gas station.
Yeah, like those like HD glasses that you can buy at like Bed Bath and Beyond and
I
shit.
don't know what that is.
You never seen the as seen on TV HD glasses?
I don't think so.
Oh, they're like glasses that advertise as being able to see in HD.
They make everything crispy.
I don't know how, but they're like those colored lenses. It like makes shit like yellow.
Yellow is HD, so that's weird.
But yeah, so in the lunchroom they have Ned start to act crazy, and
Basically,
Cook says that he'll jump in the trash.
yeah, that's how crazy he is. He'll just jump in the trash can head first.
And he does.
He dives in.
The bullies are thrown by it, but
They are.
not so thrown that they're scared. They're just kind of like, what the fuck?
It threw them off. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So he comes back out. Now he's covered in ketchup and mustard. He's got a piece of pizza on his shoulder. The lunch lady comes by. She's like, "Listen, child, you don't need to go dump in the trash can in case you're hungry." I guess that was like maybe she thought he was like a homeless kid or something.
Yeah, she thought he was scrounging for scraps.
Yeah. I don't know. She doesn't offer him any food or anything. She just
No, she just says don't do it.
get out of my trash.
But she scares away the bullies
Yeah,
too.
because she's like, "Do we have a problem here or something?" I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, she's
She
very
gets in their-
she's very
she gets in their
antagonistic
face,
towards
yeah,
them.
which they are bullies.
Yeah, but I mean, would she know that?
Look at them; they look like bullies. Profile.
What?
them.
Just because they're wearing dope outfits?
Yeah, and Loomer has a chain and a cuff, like a leather cuff with studs.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. That just means he listens
He's
to
also
like.
they also all have
punk
they all have
rock music.
wallet chains. Sometimes he's got camo pants.
Oh yeah, dude. Back in this era, I had a wallet.
Oh, you
chain.
did?
Yeah, I had one for a little bit. I had a wallet chain. Although they weren't. It
That's
wasn't
good.
actually
That's
connected
dope.
to my wallet. It just like came with the shorts. So you just had like a dope chain.
So you see, that's not a wallet chain.
But it's
the aesthetic.
It's designed to look like a wallet
It's all about
chain.
the aesthetic. You ever?
Yeah, that's all it was. Because I mean, I had a Velcro wallet, so I didn't have it. Couldn't connect to anything.
You know, the people with wallet chains in 2020, those are the real motherfuckers.
That's true. Maybe I mean, Maybe I should go back to the wallet chain look.
or the faux wallet chain.
That's yeah, that's true.
I think after this, is that when they go to Chopsaw? Or
Yeah.
yeah, and Chopsaw is building this birdhouse, and I assume he's being triggered with PTSD of the birdhouse in '92.
I think he is as well. Yeah, because he gets pretty off the rails out of nowhere.
He gets flustered, well,
seemingly.
because he's trying to put the roof on this birdhouse, and it's not working for one reason or another.
Yeah, he can't.
He's
do
getting
it.
ready to smash it with a mallet.
Yeah, big one too.
And just as this happens, Monroe walks in the room. He's like, "Put the mallet down and step away from the birdhouse." He's really trying to prevent the birdhouse from being destroyed for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's not his jurisdiction. They're in Chopsaw's
Well, they're
land.
acting as if it's like a living creature.
Yes, they are.
So
But Mose
Claire.
and Claire Sawyer, future lawyer, are very impressed by the situation, and this is where they realize that Monroe is who they should have went to first, which that makes all the sense in the world. They should have just done that to
To be
begin with.
fair, Monroe is, I mean, he's involved with so many organizations at this school. He can't have any time for anything else. There's no fucking
He
way.
does,
He
though.
does. But
He
I
makes
think that they
time.
must have assumed at first, they're like, we could ask Monroe, but he's the sewing class guy. He's the he organizes dances.
He's every
and stuff.
sports
He's every
coach.
sports coach.
For some reason, it's not Durga.
Well, that's not all the time are the gym teachers the coaches.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like the most common like conclusion, or like it makes the most sense for the gym teacher to also be a
For
coach.
like flagship sports like football, you would think it's going to be the gym teacher.
Yeah,
But like for like auxiliary sports, like maybe tennis or something, or like, I don't know. you know.
dodgeball,
But yeah, then
professional dodgeball.
so then they have a heart to heart with him. They find out that he used to be a bully as well, and now he's trying to like undo his past sins. He was only a
Yeah.
verbal bully though. He was just a sarcastic person apparently.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like that big of a bully, but I guess it was all mental warfare.
Yeah, he would destroy people from the inside,
Yeah.
tear them down.
And this is where Monroe goes and breaks up the in quotes like fight that is happening in the hallway. It's only considered that because everybody's chanting fight, but it's basically Ned being batshit insane and Billy just standing there
Yeah,
flabbergasted.
Cook opens the locker and out comes Ned with his underwear on the outside. At first I thought it was a singlet that he was wearing,
No,
but it's just a tank top, I guess tucked into tighty whities on the outside of his pant and stuff, and he's got his hair.
it looks not clean. None of it
It's
looks
very
clean.
yellowed, and he's got
Yeah.
his hair like, I would describe it like a Dragon Ball Z character, gelled up.
Yeah, straight
Yeah.
up, yeah.
And
He's got long hair, man.
he also looks like he's got that low hairline like Ked has, where it's like
Yeah,
where
very
it's like
similar.
your brow, your eyebrow is like a half inch or less from where your hairline starts.
Low hairline.
So he looks very strange.
But yeah, they break up the fight and they go into mediation.
Yep. It's like 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, and this is where we get a treaty that Ned has to sign where Billy agrees not to bully Coconut Head anymore. Coconut Head is still fucked up. All his clothes are still backwards. He never fixed it.
Why would you?
And the Cookie and Ned agree not to bully Billy anymore. And also the last part of the treaty is that Ned isn't allowed to wear his underwear on the outside anymore.
Yeah, there's nothing in the treaty about Billy not bullying Ned or Cookie.
Nope. They did not get that into the treaty. It wasn't a part of it for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why.
I don't know. I think they got screwed.
They should have
Yeah,
advocated for it.
They got
I don't
set
understand
up.
why they didn't.
Well, because they died on their laurels trying to get. They were like, we just wanted to send him to an expensive private school where he could eat the shrimp all day.
Yeah, and everybody's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck are
what
you
are
talking
you even
about?
talking
This is
about,
like
dude?
something that a crazy person would say,
Exactly.
which makes sense.
Yeah, they didn't even plead insanity or nothing. They just signed it. So
They should have. But that's that episode. What did you give this one?
So, this one, I feel like which one was better, this one or the last one? I feel like this one was probably better.
It's a tough call.
A little bit. I feel like there was more going on in this one.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do 6.5.
Right on. Yeah. I agree 100% with that. I had already written down a 6.5 for this episode as well. And my reasoning for that is because we got to see cool Cookie. I like when he wears the tracksuit and changes his personality. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so overall, okay.
Yeah, okay.
On both
I think
parts.
the previous couple episodes were stronger.
Yes,
but,
yes.
you know.
We'll see what happens in the next one, the final episode of season 1.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into season 2,
Yeah,
though.
me too. We're going to have to buy it, which is fine.
We get to see them a little bit older, which would be nice. Some new characters come into play.
Yeah.
Some characters change a little bit, you know. We get some
I'm anticipating
a little bit of new action.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out if the computer teacher finally becomes a bus driver.
Yeah, we'll get to see if that's the truth or not. Hopefully some off location episodes. That'd be dope. Not 100% sure if that actually ever happens, but you know, I would like to see it. But yeah, do you have any final thoughts or anything?
Nope. I think that's about covering it.
All right, cool. Well, make sure you guys like and subscribe and all that shit. Follow all those stuff, and we'll catch you guys for the next Ned's ep.
Yep. See you later.
Peace.